Man, the way 50 Cent has been using Ricky's name lately is something else. Just when people thought the tension between them couldn't get any more petty, 50 went online acting like he stumbled onto the wildest rumors circulating in hip-hop. Now he's joking about Ross supposedly paying his employees with food stamps. That's exactly the type of trolling lane 50 likes to cruise through. Whenever he spots a rumor, even hinting that Ross might be low on cash, he grabs it, flips it, and posts it like it's major news. No one is treating that food stamp claim as real. It started as typical social media noise, a meme here, a joke there, until 50 decided to run with it. And why? Because that's his favorite angle, Ross's finances. The second he sees anything he can twist into, Rick Ross is secretly struggling, he's preparing the jokes before the rumor even finishes loading on his screen. That's been 50's pattern for years. Any minor slip-up, any tax-related headline, any strange story that even suggests Ross might have had a tough financial moment, 50 jumps on it like he's doing public service work exposing rappers. There's nothing subtle about it. He makes it clear he wants the smoke. That's the way he operates. 50 knows exactly how to start things up. Plant a little doubt, make people question whether the big boss lifestyle might have a few cracks. But the real reason this rumor started is actually pettier than most expected. This is the same 50 Cent who once clowned Ross's massive mansion, asking why a wealthy boss would be out there cutting his own grass like he was trying to save a few dollars on landscaping.
What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass?
It's the same type of energy he used back when he created that Officer Ricky cartoon series. Those jokes about Ross renting cars, borrowing jewelry, and all that exaggerated money talk were designed to hit Ross exactly where it hurts most, his carefully built boss image. So the moment even a small rumor suggested Ross might be dealing with financial issues, 50 treated it like an open invitation. He pushed it through every platform he had. Captions, jokes, little spicy posts. It's his trademark strategy. Stir things up, target the wallet, and watch the internet explode. And for 50, none of this is random. His whole career includes making his rivals look financially unstable. Ja Rule, Mayweather, Diddy. If you've ever been within arguing distance of 50 Cent, he's probably taken a shot at your bank account at least once. But here's where it gets unusual. The timing of 50's joke lined up with actual financial issues involving Ross. Right when fans were already joking about Ross over that food stamp rumor, real documents surfaced, turning the internet into a detective unit. Ross was hit with a nearly $65,000 tax lien from Georgia for unpaid taxes from 2021. On paper, that looks serious, but Ross is reportedly worth around $150 million. $65,000 to him is like finding a forgotten bill in a jacket pocket. The issue wasn't the amount, it was how it looked. The lien started at around $29,000, then grew with interest, penalties, and fees stacked on top, almost like the state wanted to embarrass him. Eventually, the total neared $65,000 tied to his massive Promised Land estate, the property he shows off whenever he can. And once anything official with Ross's name hits the internet, 50 treats it like front row tickets to new comedy material. He doesn't hesitate. He weaponizes public information instantly. Court documents, tax liens, receipts, anything that makes Ross look even slightly sloppy. So when this paperwork surfaced, his trolling suddenly didn't seem completely disconnected from reality. He used the tax lien to make the rumor feel far bigger than it was, almost as if the government itself was backing his Ross is broke narrative. But the tax situation isn't the only thing giving 50 new ammo. This is where his favorite pastime comes in, blowing his rival situations way out of proportion. He doesn't wait for verified details. He waits for openings. And when he sees one, it becomes an entire comedy series. You can trace this pattern all the way back to Ja Rule. When the Fire Fist disaster took over the internet, 50 didn't hesitate. He jumped in with memes, captions, and nonstop jokes as if Ja personally served those cheese sandwiches. The festival already looked bad, but 50 twisted the narrative so Ja became the unofficial face of the meltdown. That's when people realized 50 isn't chasing facts, he's chasing punchlines. Then look at how he handles Puffy. The tone shifts, but the goal stays the same. He used to clown Puffy almost daily. During Diddy's trial, there were moments where 50's jokes outnumbered the actual legal updates. Next is Floyd Mayweather, and 50 switches it up again. This time, the jokes focus on Floyd's interviews and scripted moments. The whole reading lines joke. Classic 50. Even when Floyd isn't doing anything major, 50 will grab something tiny and stretch it into a running gag. He knows exactly what flaw to poke until it becomes a meme. Put all those moments side by side and the pattern is obvious. 50 isn't even searching for scandals. He's searching for narrative fuel. He takes whatever is available, an actual situation, a small detail, or just a vibe he can exaggerate and turns it into something much bigger. Which brings us back to Rick Ross, because Ross's entire brand revolves around power, success, luxury, the boss lifestyle. To 50, that's a massive target. Anytime Ross slips even slightly, whether it's a tax lien, a lawsuit, or a headline that looks strange out of context, it becomes instant trolling material. 50 treats every small crack in Ross's boss persona like it's his personal playground. And Ross doesn't just stay quiet. His reaction takes the entire situation into a completely different direction. Here's where things actually start heating up. Because if there's one thing Rick Ross loves, it's presenting himself as the biggest boss the culture has ever seen. He doesn't just show off, he broadcasts it loudly. We're talking massive estates, car collections, stacks of Wingstop franchises, exotic animals walking around his property, and photo ops that practically shout, "My lifestyle is beyond your imagination." And to be fair, that's Ross's entire identity. He built his empire on that boss narrative, the mogul image, the entrepreneur storyline, the empire builder mentality. Every house tour, every luxury purchase, every random farm animal is part of the brand. It's the Ross aesthetic, bold, loud, and larger than life. But here's the flip side. Every time Ross leans more into that lifestyle, 50 treats it as an open invitation. To 50, Ross's flexing isn't just flexing, it's bait. It gives him targets, openings, and new material to twist into something messier. Fans have noticed this pattern for years. The bigger Ross flexes, the harder 50 pushes the fake rich jokes. It's almost like the louder Ross says boss, the louder 50 says broke. And even when Ross is clearly successful, clearly winning in real life, 50 still finds a way to flip the moment into something embarrassing. That's why the food stamp rumor hit so hard online. People joked that Ross was showing off luxury while running things on a borrowed budget, and the internet took off with it. The joke was never that Ross was literally broke. The joke was the contrast. The idea of someone standing next to $1 million buffalo while allegedly paying staff in food stamps is exactly the kind of setup 50 thrives on. He doesn't care whether it's accurate, he cares that it's entertaining. So when Ross posts castles and exotic animals, 50 sees a boss image begging to be poked.
But the story doesn't end with flexes, because the real shift happened when Ross's legal issues began stacking up. And that's when 50 went into full throttle. Now Ross wasn't just showing off well, he was also hitting real-life bumps that 50 could spin. Over the years, Ross has faced multiple lawsuits tied to events he hosted, business dealings, and even personal disputes. Some of these cases are serious, others are normal celebrity problems. But to 50, every single one is an opportunity. Take the booking issues, for example. Ross was sued for allegedly failing to pay booking agents and promoters tens of thousands after canceled shows, including a reported $171,000 owed to Total Access Entertainment. Then there was the lawsuit from a disabled fan over inadequate wheelchair access at one of his Atlanta car shows, a situation Ross addressed, but the public paperwork still existed. He's also dealt with copyright and defamation cases, including the one from Freeway Ricky Ross over the use of his name.
plus claims from photographers saying he used their images without permission. DJ Vlad even filed a lawsuit over an alleged ambush situation. Individually, these are the kind of issues any major public figure might face, part of running large events and managing a broad business empire. But 50 doesn't look at nuance. He looks at narrative potential. Every lawsuit, every headline, every unpaid dollar becomes another piece in his ongoing Rozay broke storyline. Fans caught on quickly. The lawsuits, the Georgia tax lien, and the social media food stamp jokes all blended into one chaotic rumor cycle. People weren't just laughing at individual incidents anymore. They were connecting everything, watching Ross flex while seeing minor legal troubles, and suddenly the idea of financial instability felt believable online. And that's only the beginning, because 50 wasn't done. Once he jumped in, everything escalated quickly, and the internet was hooked. When the lawsuits, the tax news, and the flexing all hit social media, 50 didn't just make one joke and move on. He treated it like a full comedy run. And that's the crucial part. None of this trolling is meant to be factual. 50 isn't offering proof. He's amplifying absurdity. Every caption, every post, every tag is a strategic play to influence public perception. And it works because he knows how to turn even a small rumor into an entire storyline. But the wildest part, it wasn't even just 50. Fans took his jokes and transformed them into full-blown theories. When 50 Cent cracks a joke, the internet never just scrolls past it. Fans jump in, remix it, and turn it into a whole new storyline. Platforms like TikTok and X are built for this kind of thing. Short clips, trending formats, hashtags, everything is made to amplify and entertain. As everyone knows, social media doesn't care about evidence. It wants drama. And the Ross 50 situation has plenty of it. TikTok users combine interviews, old posts, and random screenshots into 30-second viral edits, making it seem like Ross is struggling with money, even though he's reportedly worth around $150 million. Fans add music, captions, and jokes to make the narrative bigger, funnier, and more shareable. On X, people do the same thing in a different style, tagging Ross, 50, and everyone connected to them, blowing up comments and replies, creating long threads that turn a simple joke into what looks like confirmed conflict. And that's the ironic part. The gap between Ross's real wealth and these exaggerated storylines makes the whole situation seem unreal. You have a mogul with massive earnings being portrayed as broke simply because memes spread faster than facts. Fans basically build their own universe where every joke, every filing, every small money-related rumor becomes proof in the world of social media. But here's what makes it even more interesting. It's not just fans or 50's jokes. It's also the way Ross responds. Let's be honest, Rick Ross isn't broke. Estimates place his 2025 net worth at about $150 million, and it comes from serious income sources far beyond music. First, there's his Wingstop franchise business. Ross owns multiple stores that bring in steady revenue outside of rap. Then there's real estate. Huge properties like the Promised Land Ranch in Georgia with hundreds of acres and a huge mansion. Ross has always invested in properties that hold long-term value, and they make up a big part of his wealth. He also continues to earn strong money from touring, concerts, and merchandise, consistent visible income that fans see every time he performs. And of course, his music catalog and royalties keep generating passive income through streaming, licensing, and sales even during slow periods. So the broke narrative is nothing but comedy. It's a joke, nothing else. And that's exactly why 50 keeps using it. He's not worried about the truth. He's not checking Ross's bank statements. He's here to entertain, troll, and create moments fans can turn into memes. But if Ross isn't actually broke, then what keeps this feud going in 2025? That's where it gets interesting. When you look at the bigger picture, it's surprising how this all started. The whole 50 versus Ross situation didn't come from real street issues or major betrayal. It began with the look. Ross and DJ Khaled said 50 gave them a strange stare at an award show. 50 said he never even noticed them. Then 50's team, online and offline, started digging. That's when Ross's correctional officer past resurfaced. French had that video about Khaled's mom, and 50, fresh off seeing how Cameron used humor in Beef, switched his approach. He turned everything into a spectacle. Cartoons, skits, pimping Curly, he reinvented trolling. But then things escalated. Baby mothers, lawsuits, tapes, stuff far beyond music. One lawsuit forced 50 to step back for a while. But up until that point, Ross was struggling musically and publicly. And then suddenly, he rebranded. Deeper Than Rap dropped. Then Teflon Don, which became a genuine classic. Suddenly, he was mentioning names like Big Meech and Larry Hoover, something extremely risky if you aren't connected, but it worked. His image grew instead of collapsing. So how did he pull that off? Maybe pure talent, but many believe there was something else helping behind the scenes. And this is speculation, but it's the same speculation hip-hop fans have discussed for years. Did Diddy step in? It really does seem like something in the background kept Ross steady. Maybe Diddy offered guidance or support because Ross had the voice, the image, and the brand to make big money. And now Ross has doubled down on the boss persona and continues growing his empire. Meanwhile, 50 shifted into TV and film, where trolling basically becomes free promotion for every show or project he releases. So the real question remains, is 50 calling Ross out again, or is he simply promoting his next series the way he always does?